it's Brooklyn, and I'm here today to show you guys how to do the Milkmaid Braids DIY version, do it yourself, which I do all the time and get comments all the time asking how I do it, so I'm gonna show you. But before we get on to the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you can get a notification every time we post a video. Now, let's get on to it. Okay, fun fact, they are actually called Milkmaid Braids because the girls who used to milk cows would wear their hair in braids, but when they would lean over to milk the cows, their hair would fall into the bucket of milk. They would just wrap it up really quick in this hairstyle, and that's how it became the Milkmaid Braid. Okay, to start this hairstyle, I just have to part my hair down the middle. Now, I am not as professional as my mother, so I do not have a comb to part my hair, but I just typically use a nail and kind of eyeball it, figure out if it looks kind of straight down the center. This one is actually pretty good. Got a little piece right there. And then just take it and part it all the way down the back in the middle as well, so that you have two sections on either side that are even. This one, I'm just gonna rubber band to keep out of the way so that I don't accidentally pull some hair from that side as I braid this side. So there's two different ways you can do this. One, you can either French braid or Dutch braid from starting up here all the way down, or you can just braid it. I like to just braid it because then when it's in the Milkmaid braids, this front part is a little bit looser, which I prefer, but you can do it either way. It will give you the same look. So what I do is I pull all of my hair, I start with it all behind my ear and as tight to my scalp, like as I can get it like that. And then I obviously just section it into 3 even parts and braid it. So I'm gonna do that right now. Like I said, just as tight as you can get it to your head. It's gonna look really funky to start with, because yeah, it's probably not the most flattering look, but just braiding it tightly as we go. And I try to get the braid as far down as I can because you want it to look like a braid for as long as possible, because it's gonna go across your head and you don't want this big, like, huge end of hair. And then I'm just taking a small rubber band and securing it at the end like that. I'm probably gonna put 2 in because my hair is super thick and they tend to break. But you can just use 1 or 2 or however many depending on how thick your hair is. Now I'm gonna do the same thing to this other side. Just put it in a braid. This is a really good look. Tucking it behind my ear, pulling all of the pieces in from the back, and then sectioning it off into 3. And braiding. Obviously just keep braiding. And I've got a little piece right there that I can just tuck in. But if there are like some of these ends, you can see in this braid how there's an end peeking out. Don't worry about those. We can deal with those later when it comes to bobby pins. Now I'm gonna secure this at the end. I've done this hairstyle before with only 1 rubber band in the end, and it will like pop in the middle of the day, my rubber band. Well, I can like hear it pop. Always scares me. Okay, so I have my braids right now. Again, 2 options. You can pancake the braid before you wrap it around your head, or you can pancake it after. I kind of do a little bit of both, so I pancake a little bit before, just pulling these edges out so they're bigger and a little bit messier than what they were before. Not a whole lot though. I don't like mine a whole lot pancaked, so just keep pulling those ends. A lot of people do this before they rubber band. It's easier that way, but my hair has a tendency to fall out if I do that, so I always do it after it's rubber band. Just kind of pulling these edges. And then I tuck up and wrap around my head like that. And then take a bobby pin. And I always secure the end right here, kind of just like in a cross with 2 bobby pins to make sure it stays like right there, because then I can let go, even if I don't have the rest bobby pin. And I'm pulling on this end as hard as I can so that this braid gets as far over on the crown of my head as possible, because if I didn't, it will slip and this will poke out and it will look very different than what it does look like right now. And then I just go through the braid and I kind of just take a bobby pin and try to hide the bobby pin behind these loops of the braids, but I try to secure it as well as I possibly can to my head, which is a lot more difficult talking and doing it than it is just doing it. And then I just go throughout the braid and do the same thing all the way across. And if there are any like little bumps and stuff, you can also secure those with bobby pins if you don't like the way they look. I usually just go through and do that at the end when I'm done with everything. Okay, so this side, obviously done. Now we gotta go to the other side because this is obviously not the completed look. I'm just gonna pancake again on this side, not a whole lot because I don't like my pancake. You can pancake yours a ton if you want. I have layers, so if I pull them out too far, then it just gets a little crazy looking. But I know a lot of people do like theirs really big and fluffy, so you can do it that way as well. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky. I always try to hide the end of the first braid with the second braid, like that. So it kind of looks like a continuous braid across the top. And then, if I can, I try to tuck the end of this one up and under so that you can't even tell that there's an end on this braid. I tucked the end of this braid underneath the original braid and then I just pulled a loop over so that it's just a tiny little blemish in the continual like braid across my head so that it looks like one braid instead of two. And then I try my best to bobby pin. Now this is kind of trial and error. Sometimes you have to do it multiple times. Sometimes you get it on the first try. I think I got it on the first try this time. But basically the goal is to hide that little end as much as you possibly can with the braid. So just kind of maneuver it around, pinning where you can, tucking where you can, etc. So obviously, again, we're not done with the look. This is just a very tight braided look at the moment. I always pull pieces down from the sides, so you can kind of pull as long as you want. My hair is varying length, so I'll probably just do that much. This side's got a little piece. Hold on, I'll pull it down like that. And then I always pull a little piece from the front, just so it looks a little bit like softer, I guess is the word I'm looking for. So that it's not quite such a harsh look around my face. And then you can kind of tuck and pull where you find necessary for the rest of the braid. So obviously this piece is a little loose here, so I can pin that back with the rest of the braid. And it's supposed to be messy, so don't panic if it's like fuzzy or loose or there's pieces sticking up in places. It's supposed to look kind of messy. That's what the Milkmaid braid look is. Now that I've kind of pulled these pieces out and they're framing my face a little bit better, I'm gonna go through and just pull out these pieces on the top so that the braid is a little bit bigger on the top of my head. And again, the goal is to make it look like the braid is just one continuous braid. So I always try to pull the pieces so that even on both sides and one side's not like bigger than the other or smaller than the other. That's always my goal. But you can just make it look however you want to make it look. Whatever you think looks the best. All right, so I am satisfied with the way it looks. I do like mine messy, but not super like fluffy, so I don't pancake mine a ton. But you guys can do whatever you want with it. You can keep it super tight, you can make it super fluffy, whatever your hair does, whatever you want. But essentially, this is the end of the hairstyle. So I hope that that was easy and you enjoy it. And yeah, there you go, we're done. So much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this hairstyle, and you guys should definitely, if you do it, take a picture and share it with us on Instagram at Mindy McKnight or Cute Girls Hairstyles or BrooklynAndBailey or whatever. Tag us all so we can see it. And yeah, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel. If you guys want to watch more hairstyles and more family content, you can click over here. And that's all we have, or all I have for you guys today. So we'll see you next week. Bye.